With Google now firmly taking the reins, how does the Fitbit Charge 6 build on the reputation of its previous gen wearable? We put the Charge 6 to task over a number of weeks and delved into its performance during workouts, how it fared day to day, and what it revealed when sleeping. Starting off, if you love the look of the Fitbit Charge 5, you'll be happy to note that the Charge 6 is almost identical in appearance. It has the same sleek aluminum case in 3 color options and a comfortable silicone band in 2 sizes. Good news, as this means you can use your existing bands and charger with this new iteration. Having spent a week on my wrist, I loved how light and easy the Charge 6 was to wear. Come bedtime, you'll almost forget you're even wearing it thanks to the smooth edges and lightweight design. I also need to call out one major improvement that makes the Charge 6 much more user-friendly than its predecessor, namely the physical button on the side. The Charge 5's buttonless design was frustrating and unreliable, so I'm glad to see the button make a welcome return to the Charge 6. Navigation's still mostly achieved through a series of taps and swipes, but the pleasing haptic button aids the experience in the main. The Charge 6 is also waterproof up to 50 meters, so you can safely wear it in the shower or for a dip in your local Lido. The only downside is that it doesn't track open water swims, so that's bad news for the triathletes or seafaring swimmers among you. On the front, you'll find the same 1.04-inch full-color AMO LED panel that was introduced last time around. Due to the small stature, it's best suited to displaying the time, your metrics, and notifications. As long as you don't go expecting a smartwatch-like experience, this shouldn't come as a disappointment. You can still use the tilt-to-wake gesture to turn the screen on, but unfortunately, responsiveness remains somewhat unreliable in practice. The inclusion of a new AI-powered heart rate sensor makes it the most advanced Fitbit tracker to date. This tricked-out sensor is capable of syncing with compatible gym equipment and provides you with personalized feedback on the fly. It can measure how calm or tense you are by checking your heart rate variability, and it also keeps track of your heart rate, breathing rate, changes in skin temperature, plus support for monitoring menstrual cycles via the app. It's a bit like having a personal wellness coach on your wrist. Happily, the ECG makes a welcome return, so you're still able to assess your heart rhythm for signs of atrial fibrillation. As I've always been fascinated by my heart health, when compared to Apple's ECG app, the results from the Charge 6 compare favorably. The EDA scan also makes a reappearance. This tracks changes in your heart rate and tiny electrical changes on your skin to give you an idea of how your body reacts under stress. In terms of fitness, this time around there are more than 40 exercise modes to choose from. These include 20 new options like high-intensity interval training, strength training, and even snowboarding, though sadly my schedule didn't allow for testing on the slopes. Sleep tracking also makes a welcome return. The Charge 6's SpO2 pulse oximeter sensor tracks your REM, light, and deep sleep stages, which helps shine a light on your nocturnal habits. If you want to dig into more in-depth stuff like sleeping heart rate and restlessness, you'll need to cough up for Fitbit Premium, which is a shame. You get 6 months of the subscription included, but then you have to pay a fee. At least that's how it should work in theory. In my experience, it wasn't all smooth sailing. At approximately 12:45 a.m., my Charge 6 died, and come morning, I struggled to breathe life back into it. I was only able to bring it back to life using the tried and tested soft reset procedure. Looking at the limited sleep data it managed to record, I could see it drained from 97% to 2% in 1 hour and 52 minutes. On my next attempt, the Charge 6 gave up after 1 hour and 18 minutes of recording. I concede we must have a faulty unit, as this isn't the usual high standard we've come to expect from Google. All the same, if it happened to me, it could happen to you too. For features and performance, Fitbit wants you to leave your phone at home. The built-in GPS should allow you to easily track your distance. Now, Fitbit has somewhat of a spotty reputation in this area, so it comes as a little surprise that once again the global positioning service frustratingly let me down in reality. The built-in GPS proved painfully slow to connect, and sometimes it didn't even work at all. When taking the new dynamic GPS mode for a spin, it disconnected during my outdoor workout and switched to the less precise tracking based on the accelerometer. Taken together, both infer that Fitbit hasn't really learned from its mistakes on the Charge 5. On that same Google note, if you were hoping to crank out your jams during your excursions, you'd better have an active YouTube Music subscription, as Spotify has been usurped as Lord of the Dance this time around. Sleep tracking bug aside, with moderate daily use, I eked out a full 5 days before it got jittery and thoughts turned to recharging. That amounts to a rough 20% drain per day, but it should be noted when attempting GPS use, this peaked in the 30% region. Obviously, enabling the always-on display will put an added strain on things too. If you're thinking about picking up the Fitbit and have similar designs on usage, then this is certainly something to bear in mind. I find it took just under 2 hours to restore the Charge 6 to 100% charge following full depletion. The Fitbit Charge 6 arrives in 3 stylish colors: black, champagne gold or coral, and silver or white. To mark the release, Fitbit has announced an abundance of new bands that includes the premium Horween leather, hook and loop, and woven designs. The Fitbit Charge 6 comes with a higher price tag than its predecessor. It cost $159.95, while the Charge 5 is still available for £129.99 on Fitbit's own website. One thing to also keep in mind is that you'll need a Fitbit Premium subscription to access some of the best features on the Charge 6. This includes daily readiness, advanced sleep tracking, and long-term health and data trends. Fitbit Premium costs $9.99 per month or $79.99 per year. In terms of competition, the Xiaomi Mi Band 8 comes in at $40 cheaper, sports a similar AMOLED display, and boasts blood oxygen monitoring level, which the Charge 6 lacks.